XAI just quietly dropped Grok 4.3 with prices slashed by up to 60%, launched an AI agent that plans and builds entire creative projects on its own, added voice cloning that works in under 2 minutes from a single shot recording, and Anthropic just opened up Claude Security to all enterprise customers, giving dependents the same powerful AI tools that attackers have been using for months. So let's talk about it. Alright, let's start with Grok 4.3 because this one came out of nowhere and the numbers are genuinely surprising. XAI pushed this update to developers and businesses without any big announcement. No event, no countdown. It just showed up in the model picker. And the moment people started running it, the conversation shifted pretty fast. XAI developer Eric Jian summed it up clearly. Grok 4.3 is built for speed, low cost, and getting real tasks done, not just answering questions, but actually doing work. The model can search the web, search through X post, run Python code, look through files on its own, and then hand you back finished files, Excel spreadsheets, PDFs, PowerPoint presentations, all created by the model itself as part of one smooth workflow. Here's the thing though, the price cards are the real headline. Input cost dropped about 40% compared to the previous version Grok 4.20. Output cost dropped almost 60%. You are now looking at just $1.25 per million input tokens and $2.50 per million output tokens. And to put that in real terms, running a full standard benchmark test on Grok 4.3 cost $395. Compare that to GPT 5.5 at $3,959 or Claude 4.7 at $4,811. That benchmark run is roughly 10 times cheaper than what those top models cost. So yes, it is not the most powerful model out there, but the price to performance ratio is something developers are paying close attention to. According to Artificial Analysis, an independent benchmarking service, Grok 4.3 scored 53 on their intelligence index. That puts it slightly above Claude Sonnet 4.6 and MuseSpark, 4 points above the previous Grok 4.20, but still well behind GPT 5.5 at 60 and Claude 4.7 and Gemini 3.1 Pro Preview, which both sit at 57. So it is not a top tier model by benchmark score, but here is where things get interesting. On GDPVAL, which tries to measure how well AI actually performs on real knowledge work tasks like the stuff professionals deal with every day, Grok 4.3's LO score jumped 321 points to 1500. That puts it ahead of Gemini 3.1 on that specific benchmark, even though it still trails GPT 5.5 by 276 elo points there. Basically, Grok 4.3 is built for real work, not just scoring well on tests. And for many developers, that gap matters. Now, the model also runs at around 209 tokens per second, which artificial analysis describes as notably fast and well above average for a reasoning model in its price class. And it comes with a 1 million token context window. Reasoning is now switched on by default. It thinks before every answer, and those reasoning tokens cost the same as regular output tokens, which is a welcome change from how some other companies charge extra for that. The model is available through OpenRouter, the XAI API, and the Harmless agent from News Research. But it is not perfect. Andon Labs, which tests AI models by having them run a snack vending machine in the real world, found that Grok 4.3 sometimes just stops. Their exact words were that it seems to have narcolepsy problems, choosing to sit still for multiple days in a row instead of taking action. That is a real issue for anyone building agents that need to keep moving. Val's AI also tested it and found strong results in legal and finance tasks. First place in case law, first place in corporate finance, but it falls to 13th place on harder math and general coding. So the strengths and weaknesses are real and they are clear. Now, here is where it gets interesting because alongside Grok 4.3, XAI also launched something called Grok Imagine Agent Mode, currently in beta on the Grok web interface. And this is not just an image generator, this is a full creative agent. Instead of giving it one prompt and getting one image back, you open a workspace, describe a project, and the agent plans it out, generates content, edits it, revises it, and keeps going. HCI says it can handle things like a 1 minute short film, a full manga set, or a product story that needs multiple pieces of content working together. It is available at grok.com/imagine right now for paid users. And then on the same day, HCI also dropped something called custom voices. This one flew under the radar even more than Grok 4.3. The idea is simple. You record about 1 minute of natural speech through the XAI console. The system processes that recording, and within 2 minutes, you have a full voice clone ready to use. And that clone voice plugs directly into XAI's text to speech and voice agent APIs. So developers can now build products that speak in your voice or a voice you have been given permission to use. And honestly, the safety side of this is handled better than you might expect. XAI built in a two-step process. First, you read a passphrase that gets checked in real time. Then the system compares the voice from both recordings to make sure the same person is speaking both times. According to HCI, this setup makes it basically impossible to clone someone else's voice from an existing recording. The console also comes with a new voice library that includes over 80 pre-made voices across 28 languages. And using your clone voice does not cost anything extra. This builds on top of XAI's Grok speech to text and text to speech APIs and the Grok Voice Think Fast 1.0 model, which is already powering Starlink's customer support and sales calls. Now let's talk about the third story because this one carries a completely different kind of weight. Anthropic just opened Claude Security to all enterprise customers as a public beta. And to understand why this matters, you need to understand what was happening behind the scenes first. Anthropic built a model internally called Claude Mythos Preview. The UK's AI Security Institute, which is a government body known as AISI, independently tested Mythos and confirmed it can autonomously execute multi-stage attacks on the vulnerable networks and find and exploit vulnerabilities in ways that would take human professionals days to complete. That model was so powerful that Anthropic decided not to release it publicly. But here is the crazy part. AISI then tested OpenAI's GPT-5.5 on the exact same cyber attack benchmarks and found it performs at nearly the same level. On their hardest expert tier tasks, GPT-5.5 hit a 71.4% pass rate and Mythos landed at 68.6%, which falls within the margin of error. GPT 5.5 is already publicly available, so the knowledge is out there, the tools are getting sharper, and attackers now have access to AI that can find holes in your systems and act on them. Anthropic's answer is Claude Security. The idea is simple. If attackers already have powerful AIs, defenders should have the same. Claude Security uses Claude Opus 4.7 to scan your code for security problems and suggest how to fix them. But the way it works is what makes it different from older tools. Instead of looking for known patterns like a traditional scanner that matches code against a list of known bad things, Opus 4.7 reads your code the way a security researcher would. It traces how data moves through your system, looks at how different files and parts of your code interact with each other, and reasons about what could go wrong. Each finding comes back with 4 pieces of information. How confident the model is that is a real problem, how serious the problem is, what the likely impact would be, and exactly how it could be used against you. The beta version also includes scheduled scans, so you can set a regular checkup cadence, the ability to export results as CSV or Markdown, and connections to Slack and Jira via webhooks, so findings flow straight into the tools your team already uses. And you can access it directly from the Claude.ai sidebar at claude.ai/security without needing to set up any API or build a custom agent. The partner list here is also genuinely impressive. CrowdStrike, Microsoft Security, Palo Alto Networks, SentinelOne, Wiz, and TrendAI are all integrating Opus 4.7 into their own security products. And Accenture, BCG, Deloitte, Infosys, and PwC are helping companies actually roll this out inside their organizations. This is not a small launch. This is Anthropic building out a whole security ecosystem. So in fairness, Claude Security is only open to enterprise customers right now. Team and Max Plan Access is coming out, but not yet live. And Anthropic is clear that Claude Opus 4.7 has safety filters built in that automatically block requests that look like they could be misused for attacks. If your legitimate security work keeps getting blocked, there is a cyber verification program you can apply to. But for most companies running normal vulnerability scans, that should not be an issue. So that is where we will wrap it up. The real question now is how OpenAI responds to a model priced 10 times lower on benchmark cost that still does real knowledge work competently. Drop your thoughts below. Make sure you are subscribed, hit the like button, and I will see you in the next one.